right, man, we back. Coach Glenn, Deerfield, Coach Glenn. Over 100 kids sent to college. A couple kids in the NFL, but a bigger man in the community. I would say huge in the community and huge what he does for these kids off the field. You got a college tour.
Yes.
Right. Talk to us about your college tour, because you got a pull-up tour too. Yeah, I mean, you got all type of tours. So you pull up on kids, but talk to us about the college tour.
Oh man, this year it was amazing for us to be able to, from the coming out of the pandemic, being able to get out and go back and just get reacclimated, with the process, the recruiting process. We got some kids that, we've been in restrictions for 2 years, so they hadn't seen any schools. So that was big for us. But we did 31 schools in 12 days. Zigzagging the southeast. It was amazing, camping and just the fellowship and brotherhood. That's another one of our culture builders, that we do. The opportunity now when we're going out on college tours, we used to just go out and guys just be dreaming. Now we're going out and seeing Big Bro there.
Yeah.
And we got guys that play at these colleges and universities, or we got guys at the NFL are trying to figure out, hey man, when y'all gonna be at at my school so I can fly in and be there, and I want to tour them boys myself. So it's a little different. It's ever evolving, but. It's beneficial, man. Kids, I'm a firm believer in, you got to be able to put kids as often, as many times as possible, face to face with their dreams, goals, and aspirations.
Right.
So, what I'm saying? It's one thing to be sitting, in your living room in Deerfield thinking about, Clemson, or thinking about Auburn, thinking about Alabama. It's another thing to be walking through the doors, going out on that same practice field, camping, and then too, I can sit there and say, like, if, don't tell me back in Deerfield, I want this bad, I want this, but when we got there, you wasn't going hard.
Right.
Like how? So I tell my guys now, like if I see a guy, slouching a little bit and not going hard, I may go whisper to him like, man, why you didn't tell me your daddy got the United Negro College Fund? Why you didn't tell me you straight? Cause you practice like you're straight. Yeah, that's all that. I said, cause you out here working like you're straight, like you good. So it's like you develop, but it was wonderful, man. Just
that's our age.
Yeah. It's called something different now.
See if we can Google that and get that on YouTube.
So but it was good. I mean, the kids really enjoyed themselves.
Yeah.
We got to go out and see. Yeah, 31 and 12 days.
What's the furthest out y'all went?
Furthest out west was LSU. Furthest north was Western Carolina, up in the mountains. Yeah. Then we kind of hit everything up in between, man.
In a van, in a bus, right?
Yeah, we had 37, so we had 4 of them.
Is it surprising to these kids, like, what it looks like outside of Clemson, right? And then when you get to Clemson, it looks like Disney World of football.
Yeah.
But outside the campus, it's like Mayberry or something.
Yeah.
Does it surprise us?
It does surprise us. I'm going to tell you this year, because we were adamant about making sure we hit the HBCU, so we went to Jackson State, we went to Alcorn State, we went to Bethune-Cookman, FAMU, we went to these places. And a lot of these guys, for some reason, in their mind, they didn't have a bunch of these HBCUs on the same level as some of these schools.
Yeah.
But but our guys, when they were able to sit, and the one thing that we took away from all the kids, the conversations that we had at Jackson State and at Alcorn and some of these predominantly black schools, is different.
Right.
Like, them wanting you to succeed is kind of different. They were able to see, just from sitting down, talking to different universities, the business. Because at some schools it sounds like business. You need to come here, get in line, be number 81, do this, do that. And then when you're talking to a Quinn Gray at Alcorn State, when you're talking to a Terry Sims at Bethune-Cookman, they talking to you about, you got to be successful. So I need you to create more, successful men of color.
Right. So
it was a different conversation. So that was something that I was very, very excited to be able to get them out, to be able to see, and then to be able to nurture, that bug in them.
Do you think that, as a kid, is that any value to them? Did they?
Yes.
They did?
They a lot of value, because society is going to tell you got to go big D1 or bust.
Right.
Or if you don't go big D1, you didn't really achieve.
Right.
So to be able to come in and kind of unwrap and unravel, some of those tie downs from society, and let them know, man, there's excellence. You know what I'm saying? Right. There's excellence wherever if you're going to be excellent, you can be excellent wherever you plant your roots at.
Right.
But there's some you need a little bit more molding. You need a richer soil to be planted in than others.
No, I tell kids, listen, boy, it's 2 parts of the recruiting process. It's that part that you all on Instagram and you telling people where you're going, and then it's when you get on campus and your opportunity.
Yep.
And they 2 different things.
Yeah.
So going to HBCU may be a bigger opportunity for some of these kids. And if it's for you, like you said, you in it for the W's and education.
Yeah.
If the NFL is for you, you send Jerry Jeudy to Jackson State, he's Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
you that guy. Yeah.
Like the special ones are the special ones. The 2%, 1% that actually make it. They're gonna do that.
Yeah. As high school coaches, we really shouldn't be judged on the Calvin Ridleys and Jerry Jeudy's because these guys are superstars, one in a million. Like I tell people all the time, like God is Jerry Jeudy's receiver coach. Right. Like he's different. Right. You know what I'm saying? But you know where the real work comes in at is finding that FCS program for a kid, finding that HBCU. You know those middle tier kids because you got to put in some work. Right. And then you got to have face with some of these universities. Now I've got a school that just on face. I call them and say, listen, man, I got one for you. Right. You know what I'm saying? And took them 3 times in a row. But the thing is, the one I told him I had was a real one. Right. Went there, played, started. Jamarius Landis went to UT Martin. Went there, was a freshman All-American. Woody, who's at UNC Pembroke right now, went there, was a starter as a freshman. They called back. They came back and took some Camille Burke this year. Right. So that's why I tell my kids now, I'm not going to lie for any kid. I plan on doing this for a long time. So I'm not going to tell them you something that you're not. Right, because that's your relationship. You know what I'm saying? That it ain't just about you. It ain't just about me. Right. So let's understand that. Now, you want good things said about you, be that person. Yeah. So, if you want to be a weed head, be a dope head, I'm going to tell him you're a weed head, dope head. He balled. He 4'3". He 4'3", right, on the field and to the wheel. Right. So that way, if they take you, they understood Coach Glenn kept it 1,000 with them. If you don't want that said, stop smoking weed. Straight up. Straight up. That's who you is. That's who I am. So listen, man, a lot of Cane fans watch the channel. And the rumor is they feel that, man, Deerfield don't send their kids to Miami. You know what I'm saying? We got Restrepo on there at Rooster. Are you a Hurricane fan? I am a Hurricane fan through and through. But my job as the coach of Deerfield Beach High School is to be a fan of whoever wants to give one of my kids an opportunity at a free education. And that's, yeah. Well, when I get my choice to sit down and watch the TV. What do you call it? Because I try to explain that to people. I be like, it's the media, it's the fan, Darryl Streeter, and then it's the media, Footballville, where I can see things clear. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So how do you explain that to people that, listen, bro, when they be like, Streeter, man, you got to send the kids to Miami. I be like, no. Yeah. I have to, I got to send the kids to where they're going to be successful because the fan of me wants him to go. You know what I'm saying? All different kids to go to Miami. But is Miami for everybody? That's Miami want the kids. Exactly. It gets that's the biggest part where they don't understand that. A lot of times the kids, they be wanting to go to Miami, Miami don't be wanting. So, you know what I'm saying? If Miami want to say, give me a lifelong contract, lock in, I would lock in. Because, they're going to get the Roosters and the Restrpo. They're going to get the Boo-Boo the Fool, too. You just lock in for everybody. I send them all down there. So they don't want that kind of relationship. And I understand why they don't. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm super happy to have my guys down there. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? It takes my relationship and my situation with Miami to another level. You know, it's one thing just to be a Miami fan, just be watching because, I watched the Warren Sapps, the Michael Barrows, the the Darren Smiths. I'm throwback. Right. You know what I'm saying? But now to be able to go out there and see one of my babies out there, I sit up a little straighter in the chair when I'm down there at Hard Rock. I think they're just fans. They're fanatics. They seem to think that, man, you got Jerry Jeudy. He's miles away from Miami. Why don't you just send him to Miami? And that ain't really. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you a true story about Jerry Jeudy. When Jerry Jeudy was at Deerfield, Miami was so. I mean, that's the Mark Richt era, right? Down to who was the coach there? The golden beginning of it. They were so intimidated, they bowed down to Bama. So they didn't really recruit. They just figured they ain't going to get them. Calvin go there, they bowed down. Dugans was hired late, I think, when he came onto the staff late. Dugans came in and said, bump that, he about to tell me no. And made a push at him. Yeah. It was just kind of tutored, but Miami was, that's why they got down into the top 3. Yeah. Because that's the first person that came and recruited him for Miami. Oh, really? So that's where that situation came from. He came to the Paradise Camp in 8 faces. Yeah. Speaking of Jerry Jeudy, I know, so Jerry Jeudy went viral a few times in high school. Yeah. You coach him every day. Yeah. Tell me 1 or 2 stories. I know you've seen him do something crazy. Man, I can tell you right offhand, we were at the Under Armour Future 50 event. So, I'm coaching in the game, so the Future 50 stuff is afterwards. So I'm tired. I'm sitting on the bench. I'm just going to watch it. I'm playing on the phone with my DB coach. We talking. Deion Sanders is coaching the DBs out there. So Jeudy is putting on a clinic. I'm talking guys going the wrong way. So, and I'm on my headset talking to my coach. So I'm saying, what? Jeudy is out here. We know he's good, but now we this is a top DB from California. This top one from Texas. This number 1. And I'm like, coach, man, what? Let me Google this kid's name. I said, Jeudy, he can't do nothing with Jeudy. And now we done Google about everybody. At this point, Deion Sanders getting mad. Oh man, those ain't real routes. Y'all just gonna let him do whatever. And then so now this competitor, that's my boy, that's a competitor. So I tell Deion, like you, and then Juice like I said, the only other thing left to do for you is you to get out there.
Whoa.
You know, and me and Deion, we joke about that when I was at Jack State, we mess around about that, but cause he was putting on a show, and I never forget. I told my DB coach on the headphone, I said, hey man, we might need to chill out, cause Jeudy good for real. Like we be snapping. Cause we a program that's push, is never enough. You scored 7 touchdowns while you have 8. Like, you know, if there's more work to do, we ain't celebrating. We still working. You
realize he was what, 1% elite?
He was elite. I realized at that point. I thought he was really, really good. He had a chance. At that day, I knew he was a pro.
Yeah. I seen him stand in front of what's Ohio State cornerback? Sean
Wade.
I got it on video. It's on YouTube when he went 1-on-1 against Wade. And I think this. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm no football coach. When a kid is elite like Jeudy, you can't stand in front of him 1-on-1.
Yes.
Only 1% DBs could actually Deion Sanders, people like that. You can't guard them 1-on-1. No, is it me?
There are guys right now that make $9 to $12 million that stand in front of him and get 8 up.
Right.
So just imagine being a really good a high school player. Trying to do it. Like I told you, God is his receiver coach.
Right.
Like Jerry Jeudy has an innate ability to be able to stop on a dime with little to no steps and be going a completely different direction, in and out of his breaks.
Right.
It's almost like he doesn't have knee ligaments. He kind of just boop, boop. And that's just something, but he works hard at that. So you'll see him, on the beach,
right.
Cutting his hard and doing these things. So he was blessed, just physically, from God,
right.
And then he put the work behind it as well. And that's what separated him.
Yeah, because I recorded him and Sean Wade 1-on-1. I'm thinking I'm finna see this battle, and it's like he can't. And Sean Wade's an NFL corner, but he can't stand in front of Jerry Jeudy 1-on-1 like that. And I just realized that the wide receiver has an advantage when they're that good.
Yeah. It's like 7-on-7. 7-on-7 is built, for the offense.
Right. And
then 1-on-1s is kind of built for the offense.
It is.
Because the factors that makes football aren't there. Right. So that little quick whip route cross, you're gonna have D linemen jumping up in there. Then you gonna also have the fear, you come too far inside, somebody's gonna knock you out. So
right.
all that stuff is taken away.
Right.
So it's kind of late, but guys like him are different.
Yeah.
Like you can see someone when they move and that's different right there.
Right. Right. So you have Restrepo, you've had Rooster. How good was Rooster? He's like second in Broward, right?
Yeah, second all time in Broward. So
how good was Rooster? I know you got some Rooster stories. Talk to us about Rooster.
Oh man, he's a phenom. Like he's a great kid, one of the hardest workers we've ever had come through there. And when you talk about a program like Deerfield Beach, that's really saying something. So came in the summer before his 8th grade year and just pretty much had one question, like, Coach, I'm gonna have a chance to work for it, and the answer was yes. And as a freshman, he's out there, rushing 300-400 yards.
Right.
As a sophomore, he supplants a senior starter who's actually another Power 5 running back. Mm-hmm. But when we say the competition is real, like he was slipping whatever, and the 10th grader beat him out, and he became his backup. He still went to Power 5 and was going, but just a kid that comes in and comes from a great family. His mother and father, they still, even though he's down at UM, they still part of the program.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because we built such a rapport that, so that's why I say it'd be real. It'd be genuine. It ain't, we down in Miami, if he have an issue, I have pulled up on him and X down there.
Yeah.
So, I'm saying? We got a real family. I just was, he's one of the first guys I want to know. I'm an iPhone user now, so I just hit him up. So that's my guy. Uh-huh. So, we got a lot of funny stuff, at Deerfield with him. I remember once he did something that I won't say on camera because we taking it to the grave. But if he fulfills his mission of his destiny to become a big time NFL player, he got to write a check to somebody in Deerfield that I had to straighten out for him. He owes somebody.
You had Restrpo for 1 year too.
Yes.
What did you learn about Restrpo in that 1 year?
Dog. He ain't. When you look at him, you're gonna have a typical. I told the coach at UM because before he tried to commit to UM kind of earlier, and UM didn't want to take it.
Right.
They backed off, and then I called Manny and I said, "Listen here, bro. Like, he is a dog amongst dogs. Like he." For real, and Manny asked me, like, man, you really think to have him? I said, listen, I'll bet the bank on this kid.
Right.
So they end up coming back out, and they brought Restrepo and Hickson to come watch me. And our spring game, he put on the inner squad, he put on the show. And I'm telling him, I'm like, listen, bro, this kid, and X was a little, he was frustrated. He was a little hurt by, trying to commit there before when he was at St. Thomas and they didn't.
Right.
And then, once they came through and saw him, and then he got the stamp, and they wanted to take him. I was telling X like, listen, this year, and X was born a Miami Hurricane.
Yeah.
Like you cut him open, he gonna bleed orange and green. So like I told him,
his family too.
Family too.
Oh man, because he got the support.
Yeah, so they're gonna be.
They
everywhere.
just walk around with him on their shoulders.
His little brother, Lil Dom, is a hurricane.
Yeah.
So it's not if Dom want to go there, it's if Miami want Dom.
Yeah.
He's going to Miami. So being able a kid like that, like I was telling him from the business standpoint, let's get out of our feelings. Like you upset they didn't take your commitment first, but in your heart, you always want to be a cane. So let's get past that. And I mean, right now he's the all-time squat record for receivers or whatever on the board. Yeah. Five, stupid because his work at X's. I don't care, and you can try to bring in as many slot receivers or whatever you want to. X gonna play, cause he a dog.
See, and that's what I want you to try to explain because I go way back with him. The family used to call me. He was like 8U, 7U. They used to call me. Hey, you gonna come see X play today? And say, no, I'm not coming to Coconut Creek or wherever he was. You know what I'm saying? To see him play constantly, year after year. Then I finally grew a rapport with him, and I saw him play. You look at him, then the game starts. He make plays. Then it goes to the next level. I remember I told Under the Radar about him one time. They was like, who? The white boy? I was like, bro, I know what it looks like.
Yeah.
But watch when he gonna make plays.
If you get caught up in that, what he looks like, you're gonna get embarrassed.
Right.
So I'm gonna tell you when I knew, because I had seen him play and just had to get around. When I knew he was my kind of dog, he was at a camp down in Coral Springs or whatever. So and he was killing the camp most all day. But this one DB, I guess X made a record. I won't even cut the DB short. The DB had a good play, made a play on him.
Right.
But the DB took the clip and put it on Twitter, locking down 4-star, waiting on my opportunity. X went right up on the post. Like, what you mean by that, bro? Don't be trying to get shined off me. Put it all up. Like, right then, I was like, okay, baby, I got me something. Like, he gonna correct that right now on the stage. We ain't gonna have no sidebar, ain't gonna be no DM. I'm showing out, stepping up where you stepped up at.
He's definitely, you don't see him coming.
Yeah.
And he gonna do what he do. I told all of them, I was like, listen, man, he's gonna play for Miami. I know what it looked like, but
football IQ is off the charts. If there was a way to measure football IQ, Xavier Restrepo would be one of the highest in history.
Yeah.
I'm going back to the leather helmets.
Right.
He would be one of the highest ever measured.
Because it's something you can't put your finger on.
Nope.
But I've watched, and I watched him make plays at every level, and it's like, well, you don't bet against that.
Yes.
And he's gonna eventually make plays for Miami too. Watch. Brandon Powell, man, tell us this Brandon Powell. Why didn't he end up at Miami?
Man, that situation was completely botched by the University of Miami and there. I don't know if it's player development or whatever, but Brandon Powell, because he's a mid-year enrollee, you don't have to sign. You can just show up, you sign paperwork when you get there. Brandon Powell is at the University of Miami trying to check into the dorms, but I think, in hindsight, what was happening was they probably were short on scholarship because they were coming off probation or whatever, then they were trying to get back up to the thing. So there was another slot receiver. I want to say it was Braxton Berrios or one of those guys that were coming the same year. So they were trying to figure out that they want to give Brandon a scholarship, or if it was Berrios scholarship because they were short, and then maybe they were going to try to get Brandon academic, or you know how they used to do back when Santana was giving the track scholarship. Right. They were trying to wiggle something, but they were taking too long. Yeah. So him and his dad are there trying to check into the dorm, and they getting this roundabout conversation. Nobody being straight up with him. What? And his dad was like, we talked to him. He's like, you know what? All right, I got something. Got right back in that car and left from Coral Gables and drove straight to Gainesville and checked in, and the rest is history.
See, and you never get that story. All you get is that
Deerfield don't like UM.
Oh, right. He wasn't never coming here.
Nah, he was there on campus, sitting in front of the dorm. Actually, and he waited for a while.
Yeah.
He waited, trying to see what was up, and to the point of frustration got going up. And that's the great thing about having options. Right. So he's a young man that was a remarkable student, remarkable character. People would die to have Brandon Powell be a part of the program. Right. But just imagine if he was a kid that all he had was UM. Because he had burnt bridges, or he acted an ass in recruiting. And then, you know what? He would have been, instead of driving back from Coral Gables to Gainesville, he'd have been back to Deerfield. And then who knows what happens from there.
I remember y'all was going to play Glade Central in a kickoff practice or something right there, and Jerry Jeudy was there. And I walked up to him. It was just, he just did the summer at Bama. He was home for a couple of days. And I said, what's going on, boy? How you looking up there, man? You going to get to play? You going to red shirt? Because I'm thinking it's Bama. You know what I'm saying? You got somebody you got to be behind, right?
Yeah.
Man, Jerry looked at me and said, red shirt.
Yeah.
And I'm that dude, man. Oh, man, listen, what are you talking about, man? I'm getting on this field. I don't care who was there before I got there. He wasn't lying, man.
Yeah,
he wasn't lying.
That's the mentality. So, you got to have the skill set to back it up. And then, Bama is different. Like, I made a post when we were up there. It's different. Like, it ain't for everybody. Like, you got to be cut from a certain cloth to be able to go there and survive because it's so structured and not that other places aren't structured, but college coaches and programs and fans, do not get yourself confused. It's different at the University of Alabama. Like it is.
When you say it's different, what you mean? It's the system. It's a professional
system,
atmosphere.
Yeah, it's the aura.
Yeah.
Where it's like if you come in and you're gonna be like stick out like a sore thumb, like and that's from the coaching side. Like coaches know. Now I may have been a head coach at the university or whatever. I got to go here and be an analyst. But if I can go here and I can survive and I can thrive in it, I'll be a head coach again.
Right.
It's proven. That's why they say even for coaches it's a rehab.
Yeah.
So that's the system, that's the structure. When you get into places like that. Now there's other places that comes in.
Would you want to be that? Like, would you want
as a coach?
Yeah.
Not where I'm at in life right now.
Yeah, no. You wouldn't want to have a system or structure like that.
Oh no, that's about at Alabama. Yeah, Deerfield, definitely. Yeah, you want.
You would want it to run like.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to work for Nick Saban.
No. I mean, because I think I understand what you're saying. I think you're saying that it's business. I hear people tell me how Nick Saban talk to them, and it's not in a bad way. It's in a
business way. I'm your boss. I'm your superior. I have given you a job and given you instructions to do your job, and you're not doing it.
Right.
And then he's not going to sugarcoat the conversation where he's detailing how you're not doing the job and the assignment that he gave you.
Yeah.
It's going to come out how it come out, and then you got to have thick skin.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Well, it should be that way with everyone.
Yeah.
Right? Because if I wash your car and you paid me to do inside and out, and you come and it's still crumbs and all that, and I done in your mind you feel like I overcharged you. Like you usually paid $10, I charge you $30, and didn't even clean the inside. You gonna snap.
Right.
So that's savings. That's his car.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? You gonna pick the rugs up. You might have to take the rug out. But he want his car clean. So if you ain't that kind of detailer, don't go wash Nick Saban's car.
But you knew Jeudy would be fine there. Why?
Yeah, I knew because he's that kind of dude. He loves football. So whatever he's got to do to be able to participate in the game of football, he's going to do. Hey, Jerry, I need you to go to class. I need you to get your grades up. I need you to go to summer school. I need you to do this. I get to play football. If I do that, I'm on it. Right. Jerry, I need you to stop eating all these hot Cheetos, all these hot sauces. I need you to get your body right. I need you to find eat chicken tenders, grilled food. That's going to make me better. Maybe no one receive in the country. Change my food. Stop drinking sodas. Stop drinking so much sweet. Get more water intake. Rest. Learn how to rest your body. Take these ice baths. Get these compression boots. That's going to make me better. I'm going to do it. So when you got that mentality, you can be successful anywhere.
So Jerry Jeudy did everything you asked him to do for the most part, and did what he had to do to be successful.
Yeah.
We didn't just pass Jerry through Deerfield. He didn't
No. We had some bumps in the road,
right.
Because he came to me from Monarch, and it was a situation because sometimes people get caught up, you say stuff and you don't really know the situation. All I know, he came to me with some bad habits because he was allowed to do things, and then it's like with any kid. When they have success and they're doing things the wrong way, you sound like a real square trying to tell them to do it a different way.
Right.
And I'm already popping. I'm already having success. But you just know there's no longevity in the way you're doing it.
Right.
So you need to listen to me, son. So, you're going to have that gray area till where we get to that. And then, like I said, we build a trust on both ends. But once it clicked, the dynamics of our relationship changed. And then I can call him right now. I was messing with him. I saw on Twitter a while back. He was down in Miami. Him, Ben, Victor, all those guys, they hanging out. They on the yacht. They on jet skis. Yeah. So I hit him up. I called him. I was calling him about something at the school. And he answered the phone on the first ring. And I was like, dang. 30 million later, coach still get a one-ring pickup? You all right.
The rings not getting long.
If it ain't real, the rings get long. You get emotional on the other end about that.
Right, the rings start getting long. No, I said that because before we get out of here, people seem to think that superstars get passed through.
Yeah, not a difference.
Sometimes superstars are superstars because on top of the talent, they man up.
Yep.
And they stand up in the paint and they get their grades and they go harder. Yep. And that's the part we don't see. Yeah.
If you're the man, especially at my school, the superstars are you're gonna be held to a higher standard.
Right.
So we have what we call the master's program with our school. So if you're a guy, you a dude, you're supposed to graduate early. Now the college coaches are gonna look at it saying he gonna get on campus early, he gonna learn the playbook, he gonna get in the weight room. I ain't thinking nothing about that. What I'm thinking is you get on campus, if you that dude, you're gonna get that extra semester. So that's 12 to 15, 16 credits. Then you're going to get that summer school, extra summer school. That's another 9. So now we're almost 24 credits. We're a sophomore in the classroom, and we aren't even a freshman on the football field yet.
Right.
So now if I get out of here in 3 years, I've got a head start. Now I can have a degree, a bachelor's going with me. Let's just say I stay to 4. Now I've used this football thing to be able to start working on my master's. Let's say if I get redshirted, then pandemic hit.
Right.
And I was killing it, and I was a mid-year grad. I got my bachelor's, master's with my extra year. I'm almost getting into a doctorate program if I'm playing it right. And that's something that we're going to stay in their lives to be structured. So, when I'm talking to a guy, hey, man, what's going on? How class going? Whatever. Even with Jeudy, like, I'm on him. Like, yeah, I know you $30 million man. Hey, I need a degree, baby. We need that.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? There's a way for them to be able to achieve everything that they want and for me to make sure they get everything that they need. So, because once football ends, a lot of these guys, you can use your natural ability and your craft to be able to get paid for it. Receiver coaches, who wouldn't hire Jerry Jeudy, who kept his nose clean, went to University of Alabama, a degree from University of Alabama, played a long career at Denver Broncos, to come and be a mentor but now those guys, it ain't like he ain't coming back to Deerfield to make $2,000 to be the receiver coach.
Right.
We talking about going to one of the universities. He's Brett Venables is a $1 million assistant coach.
Right.
So there are ways to be able to extend, your longevity in the game if you play your cards right.
Yeah, I think they don't realize that how passionate they are about the sport.
Yeah.
See, we all love the sport, and when it's taken away from us, like football field allows me to be
Still in the
it.
game.
Right.
Yeah.
Like coaching allows you to be
Yep.
around it.
Yep.
Training, these things allow you to be around it, and I think we just got to do a better job as men is having them build those things
Yeah.
around as they go.
Yeah.
As they go up their path, because not many make it.
Yeah. Like we talked about
A small
before.
percent that make it.
There's more. Everybody said they want to. I want to ball. I want to do this to be able to get my mama a house. So I show my kids there's more than one way to get your mama a house. Like I'm gonna introduce you to investors that bought their mama a house, entrepreneurs that bought their mama a house. Just a man who went and just grind and worked and bought his mama a house.
Right.
So.
Right. Because that one way is like
Yeah.
catching the lottery or
Yeah.
or sweepstakes or something.
Yeah.
But listen, man, I appreciate you coming.
Yeah. Always a pleasure.
Yeah. And we're gonna come up there. We're gonna come check y'all out this year.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be under the grow. We're gonna be in there before the
Yeah. Come on in, man. Come on
We're gonna be
in.
outside listening to
Yeah.
it. Man, they finna come out yet, man. Nah, they ain't coming out yet. All right, man. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man.
Yo,
Anytime.
Y'all make sure y'all like and share, man. We're gonna get on up out of here. Have fun in your vacation.
Beach Boys.
Go take 3 motherfucking things, and that's